then your inside of your stocking is going to come. It's going to turn here. See, this is going to turn. It'll come up here somewhere, like so. And it's going to come off the other side. It's going to get bigger as it comes up. In fact, you want it to actually come up pretty much all the way up to the top. Kind of put a, kind of hard to draw this upside down, by the way. Not used to doing that. Something like that. And then it's going to come off the other side, and if you'll notice, I put a little crank in it like so, and came back up, come over. Hang on just a second, I want to turn it upside down where I can see what I'm doing here. Something like that. And it doesn't have to be perfect. I'm still working on hats, just to be honest with you. Don't really like mine too much. Okay. And this is going to come up in here somewhere like so. Okay. Anyway, that kind of gives you an idea right there what his hat's going to look like. And we can play with that a little bit later on. That's not a big deal. Alrighty. Now, fixing to draw the mustache. You remember this is where the mouth is. And I've got a point up here down. On Santa Claus, if you want a happy looking Santa Claus, you're going to turn his mustache up on the corners. And that gives you a place to do the cheek, and it just makes a good looking Santa Claus if you do it that way. And so you need a point on each side where you're going to make it the same. It's not going to be as high as that point there. It's actually going to be all probably near to the bottom of the nose, or maybe the wing of the bottom. So I'll just put me a mark here like so. I'm going to come down here once again and kind of mark that so I can get it over here on the other side, pretty much the same place. And this is one of the hardest things, is drawing this loop to make this mustache and making it the same on both sides. And it's not that easy to do, but we'll try. Now I'm going to start his mustache from right here at the corner of his nose. I want to come down and up. Try to make that, you know, pretty circular. And then the hard part is matching it over here on this side. Now I can come kind of get me a mark where the lowest point of that mustache is going to be, somewhere in there. Put me a mark there, just a reference point. And then you know that it's going to come like this, down, then it's going to come back up. Okay, I've messed up already. I see that timeout. Too low. You're going to have to excuse me for just a second. I got to get this right. Got to get this right. You can also, here again, if you got a set of dividers, and that's really the best way to do it. Take your divider and set it right there. Come over here and right there. Just mark, and then do it that way. Like so. Okay. And I'll just erase this other line. Now, remember I said this is the widest point, but on a Santa Claus that's not necessarily true, because usually I want to come down to this point. We're going to roll this back around as we come up, and then I want to take this out just a little bit beyond there, just to kind of give some roundness to that cheek right there. I'm going to do the same thing over here on the other side. Maybe get this mark right here. And come, and this line is going to end up coming back like that. And then we're going to take this from that point, the widest point, we're going to let that come out just a little bit like so. And we're starting to see what a Santa Claus face looks like. Now, we know where the mouth is, so this is where there's your center line, there's the mouth line. Okay, we're going to come off, and you're going to come back to this line here. Try not to make it too pointy there, although I just did. And here again, I'm not used to drawing upside down, so it's a little bit difficult for me. Let me turn this upside down. Excuse me there a minute. Okay. Now, if you can see that, I don't know, that's not wide enough. I think, time out. I think we need to have him a little bit more bow. Let it come down a little bit more than I did. So I'm going to come a little bit more. And this is all subjective anyway. Okay, I like that better. Come back and erase a couple of these lines like that. Okay. Now he's starting to look kind of like Santa Claus. All right. Now from here, I want to kind of also outline where his hair is going to be, the edge of his cap is going to be. See something here. Okay. His hair is going to be out, another 1/8 of an inch or so, like so. And then the end of his cap is going to come out on this particular one pretty much where the hair is, but we're going to just kind of leave it a little bit big right now. So I'm making some marks here. And then if you notice on this Santa Claus right here, his beard starts back in here. And then it his beard starts right back in here, and then it flares out, comes around, and kind of makes a circle at the bottom. So that's kind of what we're going to lay out here. Of course, I got my center line down here, so I'm going to let that hair kind of flare out like so. And then when it comes down here, it's going to flare, circle back around like so. Okay, let me turn it upside down. I'll draw that line in a little clearer. Alright. Now, of course, over here you've got the ball in the way, and then the hair is going to come out, and then it's going to do the same thing. It's going to flare out, and it's going to come back around like this. Now, you can always adjust this after you cut it if it doesn't look quite right. Alright, now let me zoom this out just a little bit so you can see what we've got. Okay, starting to look kind of like Santa Claus.